What's going on, awesome people? Good evening once again to another episode of the Awesome People Instagram Live series. If you've been joining us all month long, I've been doing these every single day, thank God. Today is day number 2. I have yet another special guest with me. Her name is Sepideh Eivazi. She is a director of global accounts of Elevated Meeting Solutions and also the founder of Dawn of Earth, which is a very cool tea product that I definitely can't wait to share with you guys about. It's one of those things that comes right from the soul, one of those purpose-driven companies that I love to talk about, love to support, and love to learn about more. So I'm going to have her give the details of that. But like I said, the Awesome People Instagram live series is something I've been doing every day this month. And, you know, if there's one thing that I've realized is that I'm going to keep on doing this. I'm going to keep on growing the Unite and Conquer community with all of you. Our mission is to unite English-speaking Persians through conversations, live streams, and live events. And it's not even just for Persians. It's for anybody that wants to learn more about our culture, our traditions, our people. I want to make sure that we are constantly respected for the group of people that we are. We have so many amazing, awesome people that are doing so many great things for the community and the world that we have to continue to shine a light on these individuals. And I'm just trying to do my part. And the more that you join and the more that you guys help the Unite and Conquer YouTube channel grow and our page grow, so will our impact. So if you continue to join us, know that we continue to appreciate you because you are the reason why we're doing this. So hopefully you enjoy the content. And if you want to nominate an awesome Persian, please feel free to send me their profile. Tell me why you think they're awesome. The good thing is that there's no shortage of awesome Persians in the world, you know. And so continue to recommend them, and hopefully we'll continue to do more of these IG lives in 2022 and beyond. One other thing that I've been doing every single episode is just pausing for 10 seconds to take a deep breath and just have a moment of gratitude. I'm right now praying for somebody very special to me to make sure that they're healthy. So I'm going to take 10 seconds and just woosah, and hopefully you are going to join me as well so that you can relax and slow down your heartbeat just a little bit. Let's go. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you guys are unwinding a little bit too. It is Wednesday evening, at least in the East Coast side. And I think it's time to welcome our awesome guest today, Sepideh Eivazi, or Eivazi as they say in English. You're going to love this girl. She's got great energy, great personality, and I look forward to chat. So help me welcome Sepideh.
Hi.
Hi, Sepideh. How are you?
Fantastic. How can you hear me?
Good. I thought my AirPods, yeah, I thought my AirPods were connected, but I guess they're not. It's gonna pause for 1 second, guys. Let me just connect my own AirPod. Here I go. I give reminders to everybody else, and I myself don't have my shit together. There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, cool. How are you, Sepide? I love the red shades.
Thank you. Thank you. Red is my color. So thank you so much for having me. I was very excited all day joining you, and I've been watching all your series. You are definitely a phenomenal human being, and you've
Oh,
added so much value to our community. Thank you for creating this platform and giving the voice to all the Iranians to share their journey and inspire one another and support each other. So I'm very grateful to be here. And also, I love the beginning of pausing because pausing is important in life. And once we get to the story of my tea, I will share more
yes.
pausing that why I created the brand and what's it's all about. So thank
I
you for
can't,
having me.
of course, and thank you so much for the kind words. It's like truly, it's what I've been doing is so fulfilling for myself as it is, and for other people to know that they're appreciating it and they're enjoying it. That's just for me is like all the stars are aligned. So thank you so much for that great energy, and thank you for making this awesome by being here.
Of
So
course.
let's kind of just take a little step back and for those who don't have the pleasure of knowing much about Sepideh or don't know anything about her, give a little background and both a little personal and then also professional.
Of course. Thank you. Hi, I'm Sepideh Eivaz, born and raised in Iran. I moved to the States when I was 20 years old, and I started my path of living in Las Vegas and joined the hospitality group. It's been a phenomenal experience just being an immigrant woman. And I moved here with my younger sister, who is based in France. She's an artist as well, and she's in France. So it was a great experience to live and coming from Iran and, building our lives and finding ourselves, who we want to be, where we want to go, and create our journey. When I joined the hospitality, I was going to business school at the time, and I started working at Bellagio, and I got to the conventions and conferences. Kudos to you, because I know you know my industry and I have so much respect for you. There is a lot of work behind that. We don't party 24/7.
It's
I
not at
know.
all what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it, that people think we're partying. And I was very fortunate to work with amazing, amazing human beings along the path, mentors that shaped me and helped me and groomed me to become who I am today. I worked for Bellagio and I did convention services and operation, had the opportunity to work with incredible clients. And you and I spoke before. My main focus is corporate accounts, and I work with major corporations and conduct their conferences. And once I was learning whatever I needed to learn, and Bellagio served its purpose. I mean, I literally learned the industry, service industry, and also I was the employee of the month at Bellagio. I was employee of the year at Bellagio, award winners from so many of my clients. And when I was thinking this morning that do I need to go through all these all these things that I achieved, in a sense I was thinking that we're told that being humble is important, but at the same time I think it's important that we own our success. I worked really hard to be where I am today, and I worked really hard. I had nights that I was going home late at night, or the holidays that I missed to be with my family, and owning that how I got there. And I'm very proud of that. And I'm very grateful that I had a really amazing support system behind me who shaped me and formed me to become who I am. Long story short, from being in operation, I wanted to learn the sales side. So I switched from operation to sales. I moved to MGM Grand, and I was selling conventions and conferences at MGM Grand, which was another incredible experience to learning contracts and looking at the business from a different angle and perspective. I was one of the top sellers in the company. It was such an amazing experience. I mean, when I left, I closed my accounts at 165% of my goals. I was part of the presidential club, award winners, et cetera, et cetera. And it's been rewarding because that led me to a place where I am today. I resigned from MGM Grand, and I joined my former executive director at Bellagio, and we started Elevated Meeting Solutions, which has been a huge success. I am so glad that I'm working independently as an event planner and looking at the business holistically, having the hotel side and the background and those experiences, understanding the service level, because I got trained in the best hotels in the world, and just being able to serve my clients and customers. And, a lot of my customers are coming from my past life. I moved to Los Angeles. I had the West Coast market when I was in Vegas. So a lot of my customers are based in West Coast, but we book globally. I book all over the place, from like Singapore, Sydney, I mean, within the US. I mean, I travel constantly. You see me, I'm all over the place traveling, which I'm very fortunate, because I know a lot of people, they don't have that opportunity to travel and see the world. And I do have that. And I'm very, very grateful for it.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm in LA.
And when did you start the Elevated Meeting Solution? That was right before the pandemic, right?
It was in 2019. The whole year, we really, really worked hard to bring all our clients back, finding new business, like the whole collectively, we're working really hard on the business and just like building it from the ground level.
Mhm.
2020 looked amazing. COVID happened. We're like, oh shit, what's next?
Yeah, that we all did a collective oh shit. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of put a little timeline where you opened up the business 2019, but before Elevated, talk about your experience working with like two iconic resorts and brand in Bellagio and MGM. I'm not sure if you know or not, but before I started Exclusively Entertainment and right after grad school, I actually worked at Ritz-Carlton. So like I have a lot of appreciation for working with such a gold standard brand. And I'm just wondering what your experience was with Bellagio and MGM.
One of the best experiences of my life. I mean, when I say that, it comes with a lot of blood and sweats, and
Yeah.
it comes with a lot of compromises, sacrifices. It comes with a lot of learning, attending ton of trainings, leaderships. I mean, it comes with a lot. but at the same time, I felt like that it helped my growth in a sense that, you know, I've never been where I am today. The opportunity that they have given me to present in front of like top clients, and they do support you in any levels. I mean, if you're willing to learn, the floor is yours. I mean, you can present to clients, you can connect with them. And one thing that I really do appreciate about these beautiful properties, the training programs that they have and they offer to the employees is outstanding. You know, learning the customer service level. We had this thing, pause and greet, that, you know, you were just talking about pause. That was like an internal employee slogan that, you know, when you see the guest, pause and greet them to your home. And, you know, as an Iranian coming from, we're very hospitable, you know, the way that we even interact when we have a guest in our home. Like, it was my second nature, basically, working in the hotels. And that made it so much easier for me. And then calling the guests by their first name, for example, it was another thing, you know, just recognizing them, make them feel important, make them feel special, and creating experiences. So, for example, I had event planners that they were, you know, working. We had a conference. They were, you know, at Bellagio and working, and they were missing their children's birthdays. So we were being creative, like printing the pictures of the family and putting them in their rooms, or sending them cakes or bubbles or whatever that was, creating a memorable experience for them and help them to remember. It's all about remembering. I mean, like, it just, we talk about business all day, but at the end of the day, it comes to relationships. It comes to how you mark their, you know, world, and they always remember you for how you interacted with them and how you made them feel. So I think I always say, when it comes to hospitality, I always say we are in a human psychology business. You know, it's all about like understanding. There's so many times that the customers, they come and they are unhappy with XYZ, whatever that thing is, and learning the service recovery, you know, how you show up for the clients, how you recover from that experience and make them feel good. And it's not always about money. It's not always about compensating a room night or giving them a free meal. Sometimes it's about just listening to them and understanding their concerns, giving them the opportunity to express what they're dealing with. And you know, all these people, they come from different walks of life. You know, they come with different experiences. I mean, working with international market is totally different versus working with people that they are in the US. Working with customers that they're coming from East Coast to West Coast is so different. Sometimes people, they travel, they're jet lagged, they're tired. I mean, you never know what people are going through. And keeping that smile and moving forward, I think that was one of the things that they've taught us, how to be always present, pause and greet with a smile.
I love that. Even some of the things I remember from Ritz-Carlton is, first of all, every employee has up to $2,000 of like budget to make somebody or guest, you know, experience better if something went wrong. Like, without permission, do whatever it takes to take care of that client or that guest, you know. And like, you know, Ritz-Carlton's motto was ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. And like, I've tried to bring that type of environment into my own business to make sure that we treat each other as employees well too. You know, we take care of our clients, of course, but it's also, we are also ladies and gentlemen on our team, you know, so we have to respect our team and respect like the guests. So I love it. So these are the kind of things that you've translated over to your business now. So tell me about, you know, what happened when the pandemic hit and how it like really, you know, flipped your life upside down and business. And then so that we can transition to Dawn of the Earth for the second half of this conversation.
Sure. It was very, you know, we were all scared. I mean, the whole industry collectively, we were like, what's happening? You know, there was no traveling, there were no group gatherings. My customers are calling, the hotelier friends are all getting laid off, you know, and they're calling me crying. They're like, how are we going to sustain our lives? You know, what's next? And nobody knew. I mean, I didn't have an answer for any of those questions. However, just helping each other and staying connected, I think that was one of the most important things. As much as we complain about technology or being so hooked and attached to our phones, I think one of the elements that helped all of us to stay sane during pandemic was like being able to FaceTime one another or just seeing each other. Just imagine if we didn't have that opportunity. And I'm very grateful for that. I think it was a very positive thing for everybody. And everything that we have, like, we can abuse it in a sense, but like if you use it in a positive way, in a positive manner, it can be beneficial. So during that time, a lot of hoteliers and a lot of, you know, DMCs, clients even, we all came together. I mean, we had like weekly calls, Zoom calls. I mean, following, you know, the trends and seeing where we're going. But at that time, a lot of people are unemployed, and it was a very scary time. In a sense, for me, for myself, I mean, I was scared as well, but I'm one of those people that I always think that we are going to be okay at the end of the day. I don't know. That's how I feel. I mean, I had my moments. I had the moments that I didn't know how I would be able emotionally to conduct myself. But in a sense, I knew that we are bigger than this. We're bigger than a COVID, you know, era or a global pandemic, because as human beings, we do understand. It was like an aha moment and a wake up call for a lot of people. And I could see that people that they were working 24/7, now they were stepping back and thinking and reevaluating life from a different perspective. And I think, to me, it was amazing. It was amazing that collectively we were just coming to our senses and understanding that what's more to this life. And I went through the same experience as well. I mean, I spent so much time in nature and doing other things and finding myself and losing myself and coming back. And, you know, I think now that I look back, I am grateful for that experience. I know a lot of people don't say that. We're still going through it. It's not done yet. But I am grateful because I have changed significantly. I'm not definitely the same person who experienced COVID from day one. And even from like the support system standpoint or hospitality system. And hospitality, we had to step up and understand that how we need to change and shift, how we need to be better for our customers, what the customers' needs are. I mean, like I'm sure you experienced a lot of virtual events that became a trend, or people were doing a ton of Zoom calls. But at the end, like, I mean, when things started coming back, I could hear that people were saying we're zoomed out. Like, we're not into Zooming or virtual. We want in-person experience. We want, you know, human interaction. And I think it's a great reminder, because we were living a robotic life. We were going that way. And I think it gave us a different perspective that, no, we need this human interaction and we need to feed off each other's energy. You know what I mean? And it was positive. I mean, I think for me personally, and then when the whole COVID happened and I had no business, all my clients are gone, and there's no contract negotiations. You can't even prospect. People would think you're out of your mind.
I can relate. I can relate 100%, by the way. Like, it wasn't even worth doing type of sales. No one, like,
No,
literally, it was stripped away from us. Even a 10-person event was stripped away from us. So yeah, I feel you.
you can't even do a birthday party. I mean, it's gone.
Yeah.
But then, you know, I took a lot of courses and classes. I got certified in a couple of things that I felt like I had the opportunity to study and learn the industry better. Like, even like educating myself about different tech stuff, you know, that you're like, oh, I don't have time for that. I'm too busy. But then at the same time, one of the biggest things that I've learned, and I'm going to bleed into Dawn of the Earth because I do want to mention this. One of the biggest things that I learned was losing, you know, losing money, losing your senses, losing yourself along the way, not knowing what's next. I mean, like, I was defined as somebody, I was defined as an event planner per se, right? And then like everything is gone. And who am I today? I wake up every day and I'm like, who am I? Like, what am I doing in my life? I don't feel productive anymore. What is going on? And I lost myself. And I am very proud that it happened to me, because it pushed me to reinvent myself. It pushed me to recreate myself. It pushed me to get to the edge of falling off and yet coming back and trusting myself that I'm not dead. I'm alive. I'm still
Like,
alive.
you feel like at this point, there's nothing you can't do.
Right, right. So one of the biggest lessons is, like, in life, we lose friends, we lose lovers, we lose family members, parents, we lose money, we lose our businesses, we lose our mind. But what we don't know and we never learn at the early age is like coping with that. How do we cope with losing? You know, I talk to people that they lose their loved ones and they're so confused for a very long time how to cope with it, how to come from a place of not having those things or people in their lives. And I felt like I experienced it in a sense because we lost a lot of money as well, as you know. and my business was brand new. So it gave me a different perspective for sure, just learning that this is just part of life. And that led me to a place of acceptance, accepting that it's just part of the journey. And it's up to me how I want to react to that at the end of the day. It all goes back to me, that how I want to see it as an opportunity and learn from that. And who knows, maybe it would happen again and I wouldn't be able to handle that. But I've learned something. No, I mean, it can happen, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm 100% okay with it. But it led me to a place of like looking at it from a different perspective. And Dawn of the Earth was born during that time that I was lost and confused and I didn't know who I was. And I wanted to do something that speaks to my heart and speaks to my soul. And Sepideh, as you know, in English, it means dawn. And I want to show you my logo. I don't know if you can see that. So
Yes.
my sister is an artist in France and she designed my logo. And this is a saffron flower. So it comes from my roots, you know, it comes from a place that I was born, and I grew up around herbs, and I grew up around tea. And when I traveled, I used to collect tea and make my own blends. And this was an opportunity to share this with a lot of people around me. This would have never happened if there was no global pandemic and if I never lost myself during the process. And I am very glad it happened, because I am doing really amazing things with my tea. And it's really, it speaks to my soul. I make a difference in people's lives. It's so beautiful that how people buy my tea, and it's not only a tea. And I put it on my page. It's not only a tea, it's the labor of love that grows in our hearts over and over again. I work with local farmers from all over the world. I find eco-conscious companies that they provide my packaging, recycling. It's all about the planet. It's all about the love. It's all about supporting small businesses. It's all about like showing up for each other. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm so grateful that I can give that opportunity to other people to support me. And it's beautiful for me to see how this 1-year-old baby is taking its baby steps and growing little by little. It's just amazing. So yeah,
You have no idea how I feel the same way about Unite and Conquer. You know, I just feel like it's a cycle of beautiful reciprocation. You know, like I can be in your ecosystem, you can be in my ecosystem.
yeah,
I can support you, you're supporting us, you're blessing the world with things that are truly created with your hand and your heart and mind. You know, it's beautiful. Like it started off with stories of your grandmother who was using spices and herbs, you know, and now you get to pay respect to, you know, what she created for you, and then you're passing it on to the world. I think it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, you tell me the story about the farmer that you told me last week, that, you know, there was one that you met like on FaceTime in Iran, I believe, who's getting
yeah.
your products.
Yeah. So it was very important for me to work with farmers from Iran as well, because I wanted to support them. And one of my friends in Iran, she found a farmer for me. And this guy, he's like around 80 something years old. He's amazing. And his son is running the whole farm for him. So I asked my friend if she can help me to talk to them. And, you know, like they live in north of Iran. And she was like, okay, he's pretty old. I don't know if that would be feasible, but let me reach out to the son. So somehow I got connected and I FaceTime with them, which was the coolest thing. I wish I could like record the whole conversation. He couldn't believe it. And yeah, I support them when every time anyone who travels to Iran, like I order a bunch of tea from them, and there's one specific herb that he provides for me for a specific blend that I make. And I support them because I always go back to my roots, and it's amazing.
Can you share some of the samples
My
that you have?
products,
Yeah,
yeah, sure. So
talk
one of
about it, because
my
I feel like they all have great stories behind them.
yeah. So I name them. I name them based on whatever that it suits it. So a lot of times, like I create the blends intuitively. Like I just listen to the herbs, I smell the herbs. I'm studying it as well, but a lot of times I just create it based on how I feel, and I listen to my gut feeling during the process as well. So this one is Clarity, which is a combination of sage, chamomile, and this mountain tea. and it's decaf, very relaxing, and the scent. And I wish you could smell that. I have to send you a sample for sure.
Please do.
Oh my God, for your pausing, this is it. Like you'll pause for sure for a long time. And I was visiting my mom on Sunday. I was in Vegas visiting my mom, and she was like, Seppi, can you make more? I'm not even taking sleeping pills anymore. I'm like, that's great. That's great because I'm not into chemicals and pills. So
Give me the one that puts people to sleep because my
this
mom needs it
one,
sometimes.
this
Okay,
one,
please send it.
I'll
Yeah.
send it to you. Yeah,
She,
I'll send it to you.
is it better than Golgav Zabun? That's what
It's
she
better
keeps on
than
telling.
Golgazan. Trust me, it's better
Of
than
course it is.
Golgazan.
It's got Sepideh's magic touch. Of course it
The sage has a lot of benefits for the body. The sage is so beautiful, and when you blend them with chamomile, I mean, all these flowers and all these herbs, they have their own natural beauty, but they have a lot of like health benefits as well. And we don't talk about it. I mean, one of the things that I was mesmerized when I moved to the States, it was like people didn't know 15, 16 years ago, people didn't know what turmeric was. And then now you go to Whole Foods and you see like turmeric pills all over the place. I mean, there are certain things that you look back and you're like, this was like, I grew up with this.
is.
It's in our food. We understand the benefits of that. And now you just see it everywhere. And I am so grateful and I feel honored that I can be one of those people who can speak to this, who can help people to live healthier, to feel better when they drink the tea. Oh, one funny story. So people, when they buy the tea, so everything is custom made. I don't have a website. I don't have an e-commerce that you can go. I talk to people, understand, like, you know, what I just talked about, hospitality. I
Mm-hmm.
listen to them, what they want, what they're looking for their body. And based on that, I curate the blends for them. So a lot of these blends are custom made, and people get that as a surprise. They don't even know what they get. I just learn about what they need and what
I
they
love that.
dislike. And they just get this blend as a surprise. So they make videos for me. They send me pictures, they make videos. Like it's so beautiful. I mean, it really touches my. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I'm like, this is so amazing because it's a creation, what I created for them. And in return, they create something for me. And it's just a really beautiful flow just to see that how I can impact people that way.
I mean, it seems like you build true, genuine connections with your customers. I mean, that's like a whole different level of connecting.
Thank you.
I
I
love that.
try.
And then
Thank you.
so right now, like if people want to get this, like is there like a long line to get it? I mean, you can't possibly make so many of them so quickly, but what's the process? Do they just contact you via Instagram?
Yeah, they can contact me via Instagram. They can
Okay.
DM me, and then I have a calendar. I give them an appointment. I talk to them. The conversation is not too long. It's like 15 minutes, basically just learning about them. And then I ship everywhere. It's been amazing. I mean, for Christmas, I was backed up on all my orders, but thanks to all the people that they love and support me because I couldn't do this without them. I really
That is
couldn't.
great.
And
Well,
I am grateful.
I'm curious, like right now, you know, Dawn of the Earth is only about a year or so old. What's your vision for it, like 5 years down the road? Where do you see it going? You know, because you have a capacity of how many people that you can talk to. So at a certain point, if you want to scale, this is something that you have to kind of like a path you have to cross, unless you're going to keep it super exclusive, small
Right.
community. So what is your vision?
So Dawn of the Earth, actually, I work with different health and wellness clubs in LA. They hire me as a tea sommelier or tea herbalist, and I do tea events for them, high-end tea events. And it's
Nice.
exclusive to all. It's amazing. Like we sit at a table. You know, I'm sure you've tried like wine tasting and tea tasting and sorry, wine pairing. You know, with different things.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for tea. I curate the blends. I mean, I help them to see how everything comes together. We brew the tea. The whole process is very hands on deck and tangible for people to see and experience. And Donna, the vision is I want to buy a garden in Ojai and I want to make a tea house.
I'm sorry,
And
where?
Ojai is like 2 hours from LA.
Oh, I've never heard it. Okay.
It's a beautiful place. It's like the nature is stunning. I mean,
Okay.
I'm already seeing this garden. I know exactly how
All
it looks
right.
like. I want to make some of my herbs in this garden.
I love
And
it.
I know how I'm gonna build the whole tea house, and it's gonna be small. It's gonna be exclusive, up to 20 to 30 people. You can book it. You can come. And again, And then during the experience, you choose what kind of tea you like to buy or what speaks to you. You can become the curator basically as you're making the tea and experiencing that.
I'm very curious. When you have your chai or your yeah, what do you like to have it with?
Different things. So for example, for this one, I don't recommend anything to do as a pairing because this is more about going to bed. You're
Mm,
ready to, I mean, you had your dinner, you're not eating anything after this. I know some people they do like to eat their tea with sweets or they
yeah,
like
yeah,
to add
yeah,
a dash of honey. And I do have specific tea for that. For this
yeah.
one, you can add actually a dash of honey. It doesn't hurt. But
Uh,
like in regards of like if you think like for example with Earl Grey that we have in Iran, like we eat it, we drink it all the time. Like dates
mm,
is a very popular thing, you know, that you know we pair Earl Grey. But like for example, the cardamom that I use, it comes from India. It's like
hmm.
this farmer in India, he sends me this amazing cardamom. And for that, like I recommend dates. I recommend healthy snacks, not having six cookies and
Hmm.
no
I get
honey.
Nay knows where Ojai is. That's our friend Nason over
Oh,
there, Shaq and
Ojai is
Kobe.
beautiful.
Yeah, I
It's
have to come check it
such a
out.
magical place. You should come visit. I mean, you need
Either
to
I have
make a
to
trip
come
to West
there,
Coast.
or we have to have an event here at Platform in Miami, so you can have one of these
Oh, I would love to.
tea events
Yes.
here for sure.
I
I
come to
have things envisioned.
Miami.
I'll make it
Yes.
happen. I have some things to talk to you about after this. But
Awesome.
okay, well, unfortunately, this 30 minutes came by very, very quickly. But is there something important that I missed that you want to share before we bid goodbye?
I want to thank you. I want to
Oh,
thank you again. Iman, you know, this is sincere. I want to thank you again for being who you are. You work really, since I've known you, and I've known you for a short period, I mean, a few years, you've been doing a lot of work for Iranian communities. And I really, really want to thank you on behalf of everybody for all the work that
thank
you
you.
do and for being so sincere and real. You are
I
very real.
appreciate
And
it.
I love that about you. And thank
Thank
you
you.
for including me part of your series.
Of
And
course, my pleasure.
we're gonna create more cool stuff.
We're
Stay
gonna do
tuned.
some epic things together. I mean, like the one thing that I was saying it earlier before you came on, like just getting to know, especially the 31 people of this month, even more and more. Like some people were new, some people we had established some relationships, and like I feel like this like incredible force of goodness is like coming together, and
Yeah.
like it's like it's truly what I had envisioned for a unite and conquer mentality and everything that I had just pictured and everything that we've been, the little bricks that we've been building, we're building a majestical castle. And I appreciate you being one of the architects of this, you know, one of the
Thank
few,
you.
the beginning founders of Unite and Conquer. I'm very grateful for all of you. So thank you so much, Sepideh. I'll make
Thank
sure to
you.
put the information in the YouTube link when it goes up so people can contact you and wish you all
You're
the
the best.
best and continue doing amazing things for the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so
Moza
much.
Khoibash. I'll be in touch with
Shama
you. Ciao.
Manzur. Ciao, ciao. Bye.
Take care. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Sepideh is logging off, I want to send a moment to remind everybody that on Wednesday, December 29th, next Wednesday night, starting at 6 p.m., it is a 5-hour special episode of Zendegi. If you don't know what Zendegi is, it's our Persian music live stream. We're restarting it January 5th, where every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, it'll be Zendegi, 1 hour of full-fledged Persian music. It'll be a rotation of DJ Kia, DJ Sam, DJ Yazdan. We're really, really proud of this production. We're proud of what we have in store for you from 6 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern on December 29th. I hope that at some point that you drop in and that you enjoy the Persian music that we have in store for you. So thank you again for being a part of today. And tomorrow, my guest is Dr. Shiva Asar. We're going to go back and talk about some really, really important things, mental health, and relationships. She's a really great person that I've really enjoyed following on social media for the past year, and I'm grateful that she accepted my invitation. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, it'll be right over here, hopefully with all of you. Thank you for all of you for joining in. Be well, be kind, and much love.